Alright, in this lesson now we're going to be looking at join clause. Now looking at this table, select from confining database work with. Now these are the information we have here. We have the EAP ID, client ID, and total sales. And also we have here in the employee table, we have the EMP ID and some of the details of the employee. So there's something I want to get. What does join does? Join actually merge two tables together. Like I have the work table here, the work with table. I also have the employee table. So I want to get some information from the employee table, like the EMP ID, the ID that is the employee ID. These are their IDs here. But I want to get their first name and their sex. So to do that, since the information of the employee can be found in the information in the employee table, I can decide to merge them or using the word join them together. But to do that, I have to look for a common column between the work with table and the employee table. In this case, they both have EMP ID, that is the employer ID column. So this is how I'm going to join them with. So to join them, I'm going to be making use of that column, which is the employee ID, and this is the code that I use in joining them. Now let me explain what this code is. Now I want to select the client ID, the table ID, the first name, sex. So these are the information I need. So I'm going to put them here because of my time. I had to copy. So these are the tables I need from. So then I also want to get the EMP, but since I'm yet to join any of it, I have to look for where I can join them. So I'm going to be joining them on the employer's ID information. So from this, then join with what? Now, where am I joining them? That's the question. Join. Then I'm going to join on, look at what I have here, on the companies that the employee. I'm going to be joining them on the companies. So from employee as. Now if I say as, I'm changing this employee for a better use, but to not to confuse us much, let us still make use of that. Then I'm going to explain how that as came by. So I'm going to join in these two tables, join my workspace, that's the work with, which is this information. I want to join it with the employee. So from the employee, on which basis? As I said earlier, both as EMP ID, both as it. Now this is the work with ID table. It has this. Also employee too. Look at employee, they also have EMP ID. So I'm going to be joining both of the tables on EMP ID. So I want to join that. To join that, I'm going to look for this as. So to I need a shortcut, or rather to shorten. I want to give this an alias. So I can say that will be as CE, or let's say E for the employees table. So I want to join them on employees table will now be E dot EMP. emp underscore id. So in such a way that both of them, so I've said on this equals to this. Now I want to explain what that is. Don't forget I've changed the alias of the employees table to be as E. So I want to change the alias of my work table to be W2. So for easier for me to get a user-friendly code. So equals to W, that is the work table dot emp2 emp underscore id. So we are joining them on this basis. So now let me explain the code again. Join company's database dot employee as E. That is, I just changed it as E, though this is not a big deal. So I'm joining them on the employee's ID and also the work ID, which is W. The work ID here is the works which I the work table here is W as W. So in order for me not to rewrite these long words, I made W to stand for this, and I made E to stand for the entire company's database employee table. So both are being joined on emp id, that is employee id. So once I run this, I'm going to get this. Okay, and then everyone is printing, say emp id is ambiguous. Okay, emp id is ambiguous. Was that okay? Okay, yeah, I did not specify where. Now I'm saying that they should give me the table, the column on this table. So I didn't specify which of the MP ID. Don't forget, both tables have emp ID. So I need to specify which of the table should the column emp ID be extracted from. So in this case, I want it to be extracted from my work. So I'll put work dot this. Then let me run. Then I have, now you can see my work table now has the first name, sex as well. First name and sex. So now I have client is the same, the first name and sex, and also the emp id. So that is what join, the clause join, that's what it does. Now if I'm to do the right, now the difference between right outer join in this case will be, now let me go to the code I wrote here. All I need to do is to do right. Okay, let's still use that. I'm just going to do right outer. Right outer join actually, now the normal join is also known as inner join, that is based on, so don't forget we are getting the data from the work data. So work data is the primary table here. The work table is the primary table here. So whatever I'm going to be doing will just be adding to the work table. But when I use right outer join, it's going to take information from the second table, which is the employees table. So in this case, it's be relating more on employees table. So in this case, the primary table would be employees table. Then any information that is not in the work table will serve as null. So if I run this, you can see it's showing me null value, because the client ID is starting from the employees table. Let us look at the employees table. Employees table here, ID start with 100, 102, 102, and 101, 102. So the information on this employee ID will be arranged accordingly to this, according to this arrangement. So going back to the joining, it will also have 0. From the ID MPID. So you start from 100, 101, then 100. So 100 in this case, in this join, will be as null because it does not, the work table does not have 100 EMPID in it. Let's check the work table here. Okay, let's check the work table. This is that we already have something. So the work table in this case, you can see does not have 100 or 1. So that's why it's showing null when I did outer join. So outer join will be in respect to the right outer join will be in respect to the employee table, while the normal join will be in respect to the initial work table because that's where we're getting our data from. So that's the difference between inner and outer join. Thank you.